Hello again, everyone. This is American Idioms Part 74. This is the 74th video in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 366 to 370. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then, I'll give you the answers along with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 366. Keep tabs on someone or something. And the example is, many social media companies use spyware to keep tabs on their users' buying habits. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to monitor or observe someone or something. And that's what it means if we keep tabs on something or someone. In our example, they're talking about how social media companies use spyware to monitor or observe what someone is spending, right? What they're buying, okay? So they keep tabs on them. Let's say they watch them closely, all right? They're monitoring them, okay? That's what it means. Like this next example. Recently, my son is doing very poorly in school, so I'm going to have to keep tabs on his study habits much closer than I've done before. All right, so in this case, this parent has a son who is doing very poorly in school, so they're going to monitor his study habits, okay, or observe them much closer, right? Keep tabs on them, to watch them. All right, that's what it means. All right, and now for our next idiom, number 367, a change of scenery. And the example is, after dealing with a long cold winter this year, I'm ready for a change of scenery. Maybe I'll go to the Bahamas. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, a change in one's usual surroundings. That's what it means if we're talking about a change of scenery. Like in our example, the person had to deal with cold winter, so they were ready for a change in scenery, as we say, right? They wanted to go to a very warm place, like the Bahamas. Okay, that was a change of scenery. Like in our next example. A change of scenery, like going away to the country, is a great way for many people living in the city to relax. Okay, so similar situation in this case, though, we're talking about people living in the city. Let's say it's very busy, a lot of people live there, and it can be very stressful. But they look for a change of scenery, like going to the country, where they can relax, right? Okay, and now for number 368. Pull the trigger. And the example is, we wanted to buy that house, but we waited too long to pull the trigger because someone just bought it yesterday. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to make a final decision about something. That's what it means if you pull the trigger. It means that you're going to do it. All right, like if you're going to shoot, right? When you pull the trigger, you have shot the gun, right? That was the final decision that you made. And I think you can see how this idiom works because that's like the final decision. In our example, they're talking about how they waited too long to make this final decision to pull the trigger. And then somebody else came along and they bought the house that they wanted to buy. All right? Let's take a look at another example. After 2 months, my wife still can't decide what color to paint our house. I wish she would pull the trigger on this choice soon so I can get to work on this huge project. So in this example, the person's wife can't pull the trigger, right? She can't decide on what color to paint the house. And her husband can't wait until she pulls the trigger, right? Okay, because he wants to begin this huge project. Okay, now for number 369. Lose sight of something. And the example is, sometimes when Brandon is struggling with problems in his business, he loses sight of how much success he has actually had so far in a company he started on his own from basically nothing. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to forget about or neglect to focus on something. Okay, so now in this example, Brandon seems to be focusing on all the problems he is having with his business, okay? And he forgets to look at, let's say, the bright side or the success that he really had because he founded this company himself. He started the company himself from nothing. Okay, which is a big accomplishment, right? So he lost sight of this. He forgot or he neglected to look at the bright side. Even though I'm struggling now, he probably struggled more when he started the company, right? So he lost sight of that. Got it? Let's take a look at another example. Our new products are not selling well right now, and I think the main reason behind it is that our company has lost sight of our customers' needs. In this case, what did they lose sight of? They lost sight of their customers' needs, and the customers are not buying their products. Okay? They neglected to remember why their customers are buying things. They need them. So these new products must not address this. That's what they lost sight of, their customers' needs, what their customers wanted. Got it? All right. And now for our final idiom, number 370. Tune out someone or something. And the example is, our history professor is very nice and students love him. But sometimes his lectures in class are too long, so most of his students simply tune him out. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is A, to stop paying attention to someone or something. That's what it means if you tune something out or tune out something. Okay, in our example, they're talking about how this professor speaks for too long in his lectures. Even though they like him, they tune him out. They stop listening to him. They stop paying attention. Okay, that's what it means. Like our next example. When my friend starts telling me about all of his problems at work, I tune him out even though I know he needs someone to talk to about these issues. Okay, so this person tunes out his friend. whenever he talks about the problems that his friend is having at work. Okay, he's not paying attention to him, right? Even though he feels bad, because he should be. Got it? That's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, everyone. And please like and share the video to support the channel. And remember what I always say. Keep practicing. See you next time.